to the Commentary is Magic spoiler stream. I am Grandpaws,
I am Emperor Bugle.
I'm Big Cheese.
And I'm the Angry Aracat.
and we are very glad to be here with some exciting new cards to reveal for you. And you might be saying, well, that picture there, that's not a new card, right? And no, it's not.
Of course that's a new card. Look at how happy Pinky is.
Well, she's happy because she has spoilers to look forward to.
Who wouldn't be happy about spoilers?
Evidently Rainbow isn't.
Yeah, Rainbow's kind of meh.
She doesn't play the game. It's all good. Card games are for eggheads.
They're for eggheads.
She probably plays Control anyway. No, who are we kidding? She plays aggro.
Hardcore aggro.
Rainbow Dash wins.
The only kind of aggro.
So we've already seen quite a few spoilers that have been coming out over the last few weeks. There's been a buzz all over Facebook, all over Equestria Daily, the subreddit as well. What are your general thoughts
Twitter.
so far? Oh, Twitter, yes, of course.
Twitter.
Cloud Chaser and Flitter explain.
Maybe a little bit. I am honestly really excited for most of these spoilers. There are, of course, some that aren't quite as exciting as others, but overall, the power level of this set is insane.
I'm pretty sure Cloud Chaser hates that card Pegasi card just because of the flavor text.
What? No. Why would she hate that?
No, there was never a bow, ever.
No bows?
Lies and slander.
What are you talking about? Why would she hate that?
Exactly. No, we're not talking about anything. It didn't happen, right? Okay, good. Glad we had this talk.
Good. And now we can safely move on. Yeah, there's been some interesting cycles. Obviously, we had the whole conversation about dilemmas about 2 weeks ago or so, and that's going to create some really interesting play. But we've seen some neat friends and characters so far as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cutie marking is an interesting mechanic. Reminds me of some other things I've seen in other CCGs, but it's unique to itself.
Yes, it is definitely a direct correlation to Monstrous, but I think it just fits the flavor of MLP so much that, it's okay being the exact same.
Yep, I agree. It's definitely neat. And the number of different ways in which it can be used. We've seen a common cycle of cards that's almost complete now. I believe we're just missing one because we got Twilight earlier today.
We're missing the background pony. What's her name again?
Applejack.
Trevor would kill
Really?
me.
Applejack.
Are you sure? That doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Anyway, yeah.
She's
okay,
a silly
enough.
pony.
Yeah,
She is a silly
okay,
pony.
right.
She looks a lot like a Smart Cookie.
Oh,
Enough
yeah.
Applejack hate.
So, as we get moving forward into our first of 3 spoilers here, Bugle actually brought up a bit of a brain teaser for the Commentary as Magic members, as well as our Twitch followers in chat right now. So, Bugle, you want to go ahead and ask that?
Yes. So, not counting set 7, there are exactly 4 characters that have only appeared on ultra rares, and by appear I mean their name is the title. So like Rainbow Dash or Pinkie Pie, not counting events like like Yoink or anything like that. Just their name is the title. There are only 4 characters. Can you guess who they are?
I know 2 of them off the top of my head, but I'm going to claim one of them that doesn't count.
One of them doesn't count.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying because of set 7?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cheese, any ideas?
Yes, Tree Hugger is one of them.
Very good. Curse Chords.
I actually have no idea.
Queen Chrysalis is one of them, yes.
Technically not true. She could be on any card. That
But
was
yes.
totally worth it just for the sigh.
Yes, Queen Chrysalis is the second one.
Yes. Tree Hugger and Queen Chrysalis.
There's one more that should be easy, and one that might be tricky.
Yes.
No, nobody. Come on,
All right, let's give the easy one.
Bacon.
No?
No, not correct. She's on a rare.
She has a
So that's true.
troublemaker.
That troublemaker, yes.
Oh, I forgot to put a correlation. They have to be on at least 2 cards. Sorry. Yeah, there are various characters who are only on 1 card that
Right.
are ultra rares. But
Like Mistress Marvelous, the
yeah,
Power
exactly.
Pony
But there
cycle.
are exactly 4 who are have 2 or more cards and are only an ultra rare.
Ship shape, huh? Hmm.
No, he's only been
Yeah,
on
yeah,
one.
you would technically be right about ship shape because I forgot to put that correlation on. So I'm not going to say you're wrong. I'm just going to say you're wrong retroactively.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
harass Skitterbeat. Come on, he came up with that on his own.
Yeah.
Well,
True.
I'll throw out one of them. King Sombra is one that only appears on ultra rares
Yes.
before set 7.
Before set 7, yes. We have
yes.
revealed a... Is it rare? I believe he's a rare troublemaker.
Is it rare? I thought it was
I thought it was
lower than
common.
that.
Is it common? I don't remember.
We'll have to
But
look.
yes, we do have a Sombra.
Oh, you got it. Proxy the Changeling. Very
Yes.
good.
And Philomena
Philomena.
is the 4th one, correct. Yeah. Curse Chords got it first.
Yeah, she does have to.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
So-
Curse of Chords did get it. Wow, that's 2 for 2. Very nice.
Yes, so those 4 characters, and we've established that Sombra has a troublemaker that is in set 7, but he's not the only one of those 4 characters who has a troublemaker.
Nope.
Might be easy to guess who the other one is.
Philomena,
Is it
Yes,
Applejack?
Philomena.
the true villain. No, we're
Applejack.
actually about to reveal it, so here we
Yes.
go. Here is the first spoiler. It's Queen Chrysalis, Hive Tyrant.
And I will be linking that in chat momentarily.
We'll give it just a second for the stream to catch up on our end, because only half of us in Commentary as Magic have actually seen this card before.
Ah, yes, there we go. Yes. So,
Yeah, see, they're holding out on 2 of us, and we're just kind of sitting here going, we're just as surprised as you.
yes,
Fortunately,
so
we could see their notes on the card beforehand,
that's fine.
and my guess that this was actually pretty close.
Yeah.
Mhm. So I linked in chat. Feel free to post that to the Reddit or Facebook or wherever, just so people who can't watch the stream can see the spoilers.
So let's go through this card here for a moment. So just for those of you who maybe don't have visuals for some reason, Queen Chrysalis Hive Tyrant is a 5 power, 1 bonus point troublemaker. She is not epic. She is not a villain. And
Yes, that's also notable.
And she says, at the start of a face-off involving this card, you may gain control of an opposing friend until the end of the face-off. So let's look at some basic numbers here, because I think this is something we'll do for all the new cards.
So I'm going to complain a bit first.
Okay.
Where are her fangs?
She's not supposed to have fangs.
So you're saying that the mat is wrong?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
the pen is always right. You've known this by now.
Yep. You heard it here first.
So let's look at some numbers here. 5 power for 1 bonus point. It's not the worst ratio we've seen.
No, it's honestly not a bad ratio at all. It's not 0 to 5, but it's not bad.
Well, I think that this needs to be taken in context with the rest of the card, because if we're just looking purely at power versus points, well, Aramasbi's pretty good on his own, and
well,
it's got a
yes,
decent
obviously.
ability.
Of course, but abilities, of
But
course, are going to
Let's
be...
talk about abilities, because this is a whopper.
Yes, it is.
So you look at this ability and you might miss something, or rather, you might miss the lack of something.
So it turns out this doesn't say where the friend has to be. So yeah,
No.
that carbo loader at home, mine.
Yes, and then they're going to lose that face-off.
Yep. The friend doesn't even have to be involved in the face-off. So this can gain control of a friend literally anywhere.
Correct.
Yeah.
Only until
timing-
the end of the face-off, which
Right.
is relevant, because you will have to give it back soon. Or will you?
Well, that depends. What would be some of the
Catch
best
me.
choices we could do? Yeah, Catch Me is a good one.
Catch Me will not work. Catch Me, you have to retire a friend involved in the face-off.
That's true.
Oh yes, they would have to move to the location. Well, if it's already
Well, no, it will never be...
and then it ceases
will-
to be involved. Yes,
Correct,
yes,
it'll
yes.
cease to
Okay.
be involved. However, yes, Taco Tuesday is if you borrow Taco Tuesday, you can just retire her immediately. I believe someone in chat already mentioned using the hasty snips and snails.
Yep.
Let's see, who mentioned that? Proxy, yes. Yes.
No, this creates a modifier that exists independent of the card. So
yes, even if Queen Chrysalis stops being involved in the face-off because of
whatever reason,
whatever,
getting defeated, turn face
Yes.
down, etc.
the card will go back no matter what.
Yeah. Now, another important thing I want
If
to
it's
call
still in
out
play.
specifically with Carbo Loader is that the timing of this is such that this happens before Carbo Loader can be used at
Correct.
all.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Meaning
right.
that is your carbo loader for that face-off. But one of Grandpa's mentioned this yesterday, and this is probably one of the funniest cards to take.
Oh yeah.
Cheerily break it up.
There's
And
been
immediately
Yeah.
stop the face-off.
You
Yep.
immediately
great.
stop the face-off, and the friend is gone.
Yeah, there's been a lot of blue-purple decks that have been relying on face-off control, and Frighten and Surely is one of their cornerstones, and being able to snag one of the three of them and say, nope, you've lost it, and it was useless for you is...
Oh, that's cruel.
What's even meaner, though, and this is actually my favorite combo with this card, using Sorin Pie-Powered.
Oh, God.
Sorin lets you retire a friend at immediate speed to give him +2 power. If you have both of these on the field, they cannot challenge this Queen Chrysalis without losing their best friend on the board.
Yep, there's a number of different attractive choices that this card can make. And obviously, Snips and Snails, Joined at the Horn, the Hasty Retire, or Sorin Pie Power are both excellent choices if your opponent's running very controlling friends like Harsh Judge, naming a piece that you desperately need.
Yes, the ultra rare Daring Do wouldn't be a bad choice. Same with the Philly Starlight Glimmer, who just gives all Troublemakers +2. You know, anything that buffs Troublemakers can be used only during face-offs or has immediate that can affect, like the Fluttershy Stairmaster. If she's at that problem, she wouldn't be a bad thing to take. Though, why you would challenge Queen Chrysalis with Fluttershy Stairmaster is beyond me.
Hey, we've seen some weird things happen before.
And this is true.
Desperation leads to interesting tactics.
That's right.
Very, very true.
So overall, this card definitely seems like it could potentially see play. It's not epic,
Yes.
so it's not going to go in a farming deck. But Control is most likely going to be moving over to a strategy where it's trying to confront to get some points, as we discussed a couple of weeks ago. So this might be something that could go in there.
A lot of purple decks already have shied away from epics just because they do need to confront to score points. So this would be great for those purple decks. Especially if you've got a few other tricks up your sleeve, like, okay, I'll nap kicks this, I'll take that, and now you lose, so that goes home.
Yeah, this is... Well, okay, aside from the fact that I'm horribly biased towards Changeling cards, this seems like a good card.
Yeah, and at a basic rare, it won't be that difficult for people to obtain copies of.
Proxy, taking Pumped won't help because when you take the Pumped card, it will no longer be involved in the face-off, so you can't pump it. I mean, unless you're intending to use the Pumped card, but there aren't very many that let you do that in a face-off.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's any that I can think of immediately.
Perfect Pace.
Oh, that's true.
You could just blow the cards off of him for no good reason,
That's true.
except so the opponent doesn't have it.
So before we get to the next spoiler, let's have a look at some of the things we've seen so far. There have been a couple cycles that we know are appearing in Set 7 Marks in Time. And one of them is related around this new mechanic of cutie marking, right? So let's have a look at some of those new cards. We've got the main 6 as foals, and they are adorable.
The main 5, because that background pony still hasn't shown up yet.
I'm sure she'll be there eventually. So the key thing we've seen with this cycle of friends is and for that matter, any card that seems to be cutie marked, is it's going to cost 2 action tokens to cutie mark a card. And when a card becomes cutie marked, it is treated as being cutie marked, that is, a modifier is applied to it, and you put a +1 power counter on it. And once a card is cutie marked, you can't cutie mark it again. So you cannot just dump all your AT into cutie marking the same friend over and over and over.
That would be slightly broken for a couple reasons.
Yes, it would. Each of the main 6, main 5, that we've seen so far in this cycle have the added effect of getting 1 extra power in addition to the +1 power counter and gaining an ability that corresponds with their color. So Rainbow Dash, in this case, gets +1 power and has Swift. So normally she is 1 action token for 1 power, that is a Pegasi, but if you pour in another 2 AT, she becomes 3 action tokens for 3 power and has Swift. That's some good value.
She is probably the best one, if only because Swift is a better keyword than the other keywords.
Yeah, this is one of those cards that is going to disappear from the pack real fast in draft.
In draft, yeah.
Yep.
Just thinking about the limited potential of this card is pretty good.
Yep.
And no wreck, so...
Yeah, no wreck for any of the starting main
Yeah.
6 commons that we've seen. Pinkie Pie here
Pinkie has Eccentric.
We'll let people take that in. Oh, her mane is so fluffy.
Yeah, we
Yes.
ignore that random ever existed.
Oh, Fluffy, it's gonna die.
Yeah, so far only Rainbow had the same ability, or had a first
Legacy
first block
ability, as it were,
Yes.
yes.
Because it's the only one that's any good.
Studious was okay.
Was, yeah.
And I will never not laugh at what happens with Inspired 6.
Yes, that's true. There is a new Twilight Sparkle that was spoiled today. This one's got Meticulous 1. So, hey, if you're looking for ways to flip Twilight in block when Ancient Research isn't there, that works.
Yeah, all of these are really, really good entry, in my opinion. You might not run them on the same color, but you'll almost certainly run them as an off color, unless you really need a 2-for-2. Like, this gives an option that's not a 2-for-2, that's just good for other players. And especially since a lot of powerful cards require 3 rec. So, hey, this is a way to get that. And Octavia, by the way, loves these cards.
Yeah.
They're okay. She likes them.
That Pinky card alone seems like it would add a lot of power to the white-pink Octavia deck.
Well, yeah, you play her, and you use her to confront, and then she's 3 power forever, and Eccentric 2.
Woo. Pretty good.
Yes,
Yeah, anyway, next...
Yes,
Shall we move on here?
Yeah, we got Rarity as well, with Showy.
Showy 1.
And then Fluttershy with Calming 1. Probably the least impressive
She's
so far.
probably the least impressive, yeah. I think Rainbow and Pinky are the best because they're just above rate.
Has a calming deck had a good showing in competitive play yet?
Not yet.
No, but it might be better with the new rules.
Yeah, we'll have to check and see.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, the main 6 are not the only ones who have had cutie mark cards, though. Of course, there's everyone's favorite. We've got to have the CMC.
Well, hold on. To answer your question, Toon Boy, they are 3 power. They get a +1 counter, so that's 2 power, and then they also have power from their ability. So they will be 3 power.
Yep.
As opposed to Apple Bloom here.
So is this
power.
actually the first yellow 3-cost entry?
Technically,
Technically,
Derpy
no.
is
Yes.
a 3-cost
It's
entry
delayed,
due to
though.
the... No, it's not.
No, it's not. Not if it's the first card you play. Because of thanks to what is his name?
Oops, sorry.
What is his name? Solarwind, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Apple Bloom and a probable CMC cycle.
Yeah, a unique Apple Bloom, no less. So
well, to
apparently,
be fair, look
Oh,
at that.
unique.
I mean, we can't sit here and just lord our Cutie Mark friends infinitely, apparently.
Evidently not.
I guess that's too strong.
Why is it unique?
Because it's got +1 power. Yes, let's give a global +3 to every cutie markable friend. This sounds like a good idea, right?
Plus the 3
Oh,
sweetie.
you're Cutie Marked Friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's probably a Sweetie Bill and Scootaloo one of these. We of course
Probably.
have no idea. Grandpa's is over there giggling to himself.
Yes,
'cause
we
he
don't know what
probably
they
does
do.
know.
Do they give Cutie Marked Friends +1 power, or is that just Apple Bloom because she's orange and that's something orange does? Like,
We'll have to find out.
we'll have to find out, yeah.
As a super rare, it's not too bad. I think it brings up some interesting implications, especially if she is going to have synergy with some other CMC characters that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Critical thought, not because of more problems, because of the new rules where it's better to just confront and start face-offs. So having calming at a problem makes it less appealing to start a face-off at that problem.
So even when she's pumped up here, you're pouring 4 action tokens into
Oh, yeah.
a 4 power friend, because remember, it does not say your other Cutie Marked Friends, it says your Cutie Marked Friends, so she will gain the benefit herself. And that's going to bring her up to a 4/4 Diligent 2
Yeah.
that
She's
also has
4.
the Lord effect.
Yep.
That seems appropriate power level for a super rare. Moving on.
It's
And it
great to
does turn
see.
those other things into 1-for-2s
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
on the play.
Well,
So-
once they're marked.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, shit. You're right.
Yeah.
So there's also another cycle that we didn't mention, but I'm going to bring
Well,
up
we're
real
going
quick
to
here.
get to the.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Probably not that one. We did see the what was her? What's the background pony's old name? I forget.
We'll
I
get,
do,
we'll get to
actually.
that.
Oh,
She's in
we'll
here.
get to her. We'll get to her.
Oh darn.
Speaking of the Crusaders, this one is not a super rare, but Babs is indeed a Crusader, and she's got some
Yeah.
abilities of her own.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of the Cutie Marked Friends have abilities even when they're not Cutie Marked, and then they have, when they are Cutie Marked, they have something that synergizes with that, which is kind of interesting. Babs being an obvious example of this, where she just gets bigger based off Frighten Friends, and you can Cutie Mark her to frighten something.
Yeah, and I guess. Yeah, and so she'll be 4 power when you do it.
Correct.
Minimum. Yeah.
So it's a 4 for a frighten, and then a potentially additional beneficial thing.
Sure.
But
I'm not sure she's quite as appealing as cards like Rutherford, but that's because Rutherford is insane.
Yeah,
instant,
that's
true.
dude. Instant,
This
all the
is-
things.
This is kind of interesting though, because it keeps feeling like Frighten is right on the edge of being a viable competitive thing, and we'll have to see if
Well,
maybe this will push it over. We'll see.
If you remember, Purple Blue Frighten actually ended up taking first place at a regionals out on the East Coast, and that deck was monstrous. The Chaos Control. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. Moving on.
Yes, I believe
Oh.
that was Hitler Rally's deck.
Yep. Who are these two?
I don't know.
I've never heard
I've
of them
never
before.
seen them before.
Bugle, go ahead. This is you.
So
Oh, it's a lie.
some of you, maybe most of you, maybe slightly more than most of you, probably saw the grand reveal of this card yesterday on Cloud Chaser and Flitter Explain. I may have had a lot of fun with the flavor text. It's entirely possible.
Cloud
yes,
Chaser
it's
is
a-
talking to her lawyer. She's not happy about this.
So it's really interesting to me because the cards are kind of the flavor text on cards is supposed to be canon unless it's clearly contradicted, kind of like old Star Wars canon. If it existed, it was canon until they decided to retroactively change that. But it's still really interesting to me because this means Cloud Chaser used to wear a bow, and yay. But let's not talk about the flavor text. Let's talk about the actual card.
Yeah, so let's see here. This is not unique, so if this is in play, this basically says pay 2 to do something and incidentally draw a card.
Incidentally,
Bugle, what
draw a card
happens?
for each version of this you have.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Bugle, tell me what happens again when you draw a lot of cards? Oh, right.
You're looking at getting, to even break even, you have to get 3 of them out. And then it's pay 2, draw 3. Well, and it's not even that, because you have to play another friend first.
Yeah,
But-
she's basically, or they, rather, you won't run this card just to run this card. You would run this card if you already had a cutie marking strategy and you wanted some card draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see this being played, but this is probably not going to appear in a deck that is not emphasizing the strategy, as Bugle said.
Yeah, it's not a core card, it's a support card.
Might be interesting to see it in limited if there's a decent pink main you can end up playing with. We'll have to see what's in those draft packs, because, hey, being able to draw and get extra power, that's just all kinds of value.
Yeah, but so again, this is going to be or not again, but this would end up being a 4 for 3.
Yes, 4 costs for 3 power. That's what most of them are. Most of the cutie marked friends wind up being 4 for 3s. At least most of the ones that we've seen. We've just looked at a whole bunch of exceptions so far.
Yeah.
Well, the main 6, of course, being special.
Yes.
Right.
And weird stuff with plus power.
Yeah, exactly.
But
what's really interesting, really interesting, is that this is only the first card that can modify maximum hand size. We have no other cards that have ever been able to do that before. We have, however, had one card that references maximum hand size, being, of course, Lyra Handy. So there could be some really weird combo where you're drawing loads and loads of cards with cutie marked flitters and cloud chasers. But I don't know.
we'll figure it out.
I think it's a very fun card. I'm not sure it's going to be... It depends on the other cutie marked cards as to whether or not this could be competitive, I feel.
Oh, yes. Applebeam with the reference there.
Yeah, let's keep moving here because we've got some more to look at.
Fair enough.
yes.
Fair enough.
Got a pair of cute little fillies here. Oh, Party Filly. She's never going to have a consistent name.
It's Muffins.
Yeah, but she's never called that.
So yes.
Let's see. A 2-power, 2-cost friend that incidentally pay 2, get a +1 power, and just straight up dismiss an opposing friend. No restrictions, no nothing, just bam. Not bad.
She's actually not bad. Yeah. She's a bit better than what is her name? Pinky Responsibility Pie, who was also pay for a 2-power and dismiss a friend at a problem. So Party Filly winds up being pay for, get 3 power, dismiss a friend anywhere, and also you don't have to pay it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You are giving your opponent a priority window in between those two, though.
This is true. But you can also just use her as a 2-power friend.
Oh, yeah.
With the threat of cutie marking at some point.
Well, I'm not saying her utility is not higher. I agree, it is.
Yeah.
And Coloratura, I mean, if you need white power in your deck, you can go for it. But honestly, I'd rather be running Prim Hemline most of the time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I'd typically rather be running Prim Hemline. Now, Coloratura by herself is the Prim Hemline plus dressed up combo. Just by herself.
Right.
Which is amusing, but...
Although it does cost a little more.
It does cost you 1 more.
It doesn't cost
at the
you a
same
card.
time.
You don't use the card.
True.
So.
Unfortunately, Interplay did
Also
not show
inventory.
us the number here, so I'm sitting here just being angry because we can't add this to Ponyhead because we don't know what the number is.
We can
Oh,
guess.
Not that
And,
we've added anything to Ponyhead yet.
Right.
Slacker.
Yes. Yoshi pointed out a very, very important thing. The most important thing about Party Filly, namely the flavor text, the ongoing saga of Mint, Julep, and Lemony Gems rivalry. We didn't get any last set. It made me very sad.
We didn't get any?
It was either last set or the set before. I can't remember if it was set 5 or set 6, but we didn't get any in one of those two sets.
Let's keep going here. Oh, it's best pony at every rarity.
Arbiter is great and limited. You're right, Darkchester.
She's trying so hard to stack those books. So Starlight Glimmer. She's got some presents in this set.
She has at least 2.
Birthday presents?
What kind of presents?
Pile of presents? What?
Stacks of presents.
Stacks of presents.
That's hey, stacks.
And piles of
But
suitcases.
yeah, this this deck
Stacks
is
of
actually pretty dang good. Sorry, not deck. Did I say deck?
Yeah.
We were talking about
Yeah.
pile. I love pile too much. Anyway, this card.
So tell us, why do you think it's so good?
Because you get to put something to play face up. That's always good. And it gives it more power. And so this is pretty similar to the Craze Twilight or whatever she is.
Crazy Hair Twi, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although, what does that cost 2 or 3?
2, I believe.
She costs 2.
Yeah, so the cost for this is actually a lot more, but...
It's a lot more, and you have to have it in your hand instead of deck.
Oh.
But you also get the Troublemaker bonus.
And she serves as an entry method for purple main decks.
Yeah, and you don't have to be using blue.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think someone already pointed this out, but astute readers will notice that this does not specify where the Troublemaker goes.
Yep, so you can put it into play at
the
any
rules
problem.
cover that.
At any problem is good.
Yeah.
The rules actually do specify that Troublemakers come into play at problems face down. She overrides the face down part, but she does not override the at problems part.
Aw, very sad.
Yeah.
I think she's very, very strong. I think she's actually, of the 2 Starlight Glimmers we've seen, I think she's the stronger one.
Yeah, I'd agree. I like her.
So, let's see. Next.
Yep. Cheerily, a new one from today. An interesting choice, maybe in a draft set. Being able to gain AT is nice.
Yeah. She will, if you're running a cutie marking strategy, she can support that by basically being free and then getting you some AT later, refunding the AT. But I would still imagine you're typically going to be better off just running a card that is just exhaust gain and AT.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. We'll see.
Yeah.
It's great that it's on theme, though. So if you just want to have everything on theme, you have an on theme card for that, and that's great. But competitive-wise, you're probably going to be better off with, Paper Twilight.
Yep. Well, we've covered a lot of stuff we've already seen, and I'm sure people are probably getting anxious. What do you think? Should we show them one more? Show them a new one?
Wait, we have other spoilers?
Let's keep them on the hook for a while.
I don't know.
Do it.
We've teased them pretty long. Let's give them a new one. So we've got a lot of friends spoiled so far over this next set. We don't have a tremendous amount of other types of cards. We've shown you a Troublemaker today. Now we're going to show you one more thing. Let's show you an event here.
The suspense. It's killing me.
I have to wait for Twitch delay.
I know.
Yeah, pretty much. See, they're not even linking these to us.
Nope.
So we can see these before you guys do.
Nope.
Nope.
So this is...
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Magical Misfire. This is an event. It costs 1 action token, has 2 purple requirement, and has a 6 flip power. At immediate speed, banish all cards in a discard pile, then draw a card.
All I'm going to say about this is Mother of God.
It even cycles. It doesn't even need that ability.
It cantrips. It's very good.
And for 1
Yes. Now if there are no discards, you can pay 1 and draw. Oh wait.
Oh. But then you're putting something in the discard pile, so now there's something to banish.
You could have put this in one pace.
Yes,
you probably
could
would have played this in one pace, actually, and you probably would have targeted yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this could be this is an offensive weapon too, because given the immediate timing on this, I would have loved to have this during Gen Con. I wouldn't have had to
Oh, yeah.
run the Destiny Drain.
Oh yeah. Immediate timing, far less of a cost. Hit the entire discard pile, replace itself at
Yeah.
a cost like
At
this,
1
and
AP.
a tremendous flip power. There's nothing in the numbers here that doesn't look good.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I like this.
So what can we compare it to, Bugle?
The obvious comparison is, of course, Soup Incident. I'm sorry, yellow players. This is just always going to be better than Soup Incident. Unless you need to exhaust friends.
Yeah, I always forget that Soup Incident does that.
Soup
Yep.
Incident is a card.
Soup Incident was
Actually,
technically
that's
a card
a
at one
really
point.
good point, Proxy the Changeling. That is an hilarious answer to What's Old is New Again.
Not that. Oh, actually, yeah, people were playing that.
Yeah, you play What's Old is New again, suddenly, okay, you have no discard.
Yeah, this is a really good card.
It's
more
This
Twilight?
is sorry.
More Tiny Twilight.
Yeah, this is going to see competitive play.
yep.
Full stop.
The fact that not only are you capable of using this, you know, we were discussing this, Bugle, it's a bit like Pile in that it not only serves a purpose against a particular strategy, but might very well be used in that same strategy it's designed to counter.
Yes, there are some combo decks that might go, oh, you're saying I can get rid of all of the cards in my deck that I don't want? Why, thank you.
But at the same time, everyone's right. This is a tremendous combo killer, and being
Yes,
able to
yes,
do
it
so
is.
at immediate speed. So let's talk about that for a moment. What are some good things that we can end up blocking out? So people have mentioned playing against Mod, of course, just
Mhm.
nuking Herb to 0.
To 3.
3.
Sorry, 3 plus 0 power.
Yes, plus 0. There is, of course, various forms of combo. Almost every combo we've seen has used discard to some degree, including Pile of Presence, which uses Doctor Who's, and even losing one Doctor Who's puts Pile at advantage.
Yep, losing 2 is just completely killer.
Even losing one means one Penny Lane, one Juggling Routine, you're getting a net of one action token.
Yeah,
And that's pretty bad.
really bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rarity Breezyfied for everyone who still hates breezy decks for some unknown reason. I don't know why. They're not toxic or anything.
Yeah,
They're great.
Hoity-toity.
Yep, hoity-toity.
Someone in
Great.
chat mentions F-Stop.
Yep, F-stop. Any deck that relies on
Absolutely
recursion.
F-stop. That is the biggest one, in my opinion.
Behind Doctor Who.
F-stops. Yeah, a lot of people underestimate F-stop.
Yeah, and Dark Joseph
F-stop
here
is
mentions
insane.
this is actually a counter to Destiny Drain. It's like, well, I don't want you to banish all of those cards, so I'll banish one of them.
Oh,
Well,
that's
you have
true.
to do that. Oh, like if they gyro for Destiny Drain and then you banish your own discard in response,
Yeah.
that would be hilarious.
Yep, that's a strategy that you could use here. This is a very powerful tool. There's also something that I don't see called out anywhere, which is this actually messes up Zap Apples too.
Yeah, because
'Cause-
then you can't discard or banish a card from discard pile.
That's true.
Yeah, and not that anyone plays this, but that persistent Granny Smith.
I've actually seen people toying with Persistent Granny Smith decks. You just stick a whole bunch of hats on her and she goes to town.
Flitter is somewhere just going, who said hat?
But yes, Magical Misfire it's a card.
This
It's a
is
card
a card.
that some purple decks will be running.
And, you know,
Yeah.
we mentioned it briefly. The fact that it has this cantrip effect, for people who don't know what that means, it typically refers to a card that also lets you draw something after playing it. You're not giving up any card advantage by doing this.
No.
This is something that could very easily see play in a number of different purple decks because you're not wasting a potential spot. It's going to refill itself. You'd pay 1 AT to draw a card. This will let you do that at immediate speed and also get this perk.
Yes.
So it's got some good value. Yes, you do give up valuable card slots in your deck, but that's always an issue that you run into. So
welcome to choices.
let's look at some other stuff. There was another
Yep.
big cycle that we spent, boy, what was it, close to 90 minutes talking about 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm. We can briefly cover those 4 cards again. Well, I guess we haven't seen the other 2
That's true.
last time, so.
Yeah.
We're talking about dilemmas. What are dilemmas?
What?
Dalai Lamas?
Dilemmas?
So for those of you that don't know how to spell dilemma, you're going to learn real fast.
Oh, yeah. D-I-E dot. I screwed it up already.
Good job. Okay, so let's take a look at this thing here. So like I said earlier, frightened decks. So hey, here's this problem. It's cheap to play, it's easy to confront, and you get to scare something every time you confront it.
I love this dilemma. I've seen some people who think it's the weakest one. I think it's the strongest one of the 4 that we've seen anyway.
Yeah, this seems like it's up there.
So the reason I love this problem so much is because it's not only great in aggro, it's great in control. It fits 2 archetypes very, very well. For aggro, it lets you go, oh, okay, I'm going to play this problem and then start a double face-off or multi-problem face-off, whatever the heck you want to call them nowadays. And also, I'm going to frighten a key card of yours that is interfering with my strategy. Key cards such as Flim and Flam, Owie Zodal, Carbo Loader, all of these things that, don't want aggro to do what aggro wants to do, you can turn them off at the moment that it is relevant by frightening them. And that is incredibly powerful to me. On the other hand, Control likes this problem because if you can actually prevent the opponent from starting a face-off there, you can just sit there at that problem, scoring a point every turn, and frightening something every single turn, which is 2 AT worth of value.
And then you exhaust
That's
all
incredible.
of your, whatever they're called, the spooky, scary rainbows and frighten more stuff.
Sure.
All the frighten.
Yeah.
So
and
Which
you're
might
already in blue.
actually be very funny if you're using that spooky, scary rainbow in order to confront this problem, therefore rendering yourself incapable of confronting on your opponent's turn in the event they try to start a face-off.
yeah, this is silly.
It's a good card.
Yeah, so the and you're already in blue, so maybe play blue-purple and run Twilight Zeroed out. So you play this problem, then you play Twilight Zeroed out to the problem, put a troublemaker there that they can't beat, not a villain or an epic, just a normal troublemaker, then put 3 more power there somehow, and you're just banking value.
Let's look at what else
Anyway,
we've got
we don't
for...
just have this blue one.
No, we've got more. So let's look at the pink one. This is just clowning around.
We lost Bugle there. He'll be back soon, I think.
Okay. So
let me just say this again. Holy crap!
No. It's fine. I need answers is fine. It's fine. There's no problem.
No problem.
No problems. It's not like they got a problem that lets them dig further. Okay, so...
Oh, wait. Crap.
Yeah, so seriously talking about this card, there are 2 main uses that I'm going to see for this card. The first one is being able to break through either a wall that an opponent has set up at a particular problem or prevent them from getting an effective farming strategy with RTO or other cards. And the second is going to be digging for your own. And if you're digging for your own...
This is a one-sided problem.
Yes.
Yeah, dilemmas generally do seem to be one-sided.
Yeah, it is interesting to note.
Go figure.
Most of the dilemmas that we've seen so far, with the exception of one that we'll cover here shortly, have had identical power requirements for both players to be able to confront.
Yeah. The one thing I think that keeps this from getting really stupid is the 7 power needed to confront this.
Yeah, most decks that are going to be trying to dig for something like I Need Answers are not going to want to commit that much power on the table, or just aren't going to have it to be able to commit on the table without putting their win condition in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So, for that reason, we'll have to see. This card goes in a few specific decks, and I think it also depends on what happens to the meta as to how many people are going to be running it as an attempt to disrupt an opposing strategy.
Yeah, I think this is going to show up in a fair number of decks. If your deck can support this, it's probably worth running it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Also, let's see. Flavor text here is a reference to
Madagascar.
Madagascar?
Yeah, Madagascar 3, I believe.
Circus Afro, Circus Afro.
Let's go to the next one. We'll wait for this to load here as well. But this one's going to be Nightmare Scenario, the purple one, and the only one we've seen so far, the only dilemma we've seen so far that is not equal for both players to confront. But it is...
And we got Bugle.
Oh, is he back?
Yep. Don't know.
Yep.
And that's 6?
Yep. 6 for you, 10 for the opponent.
This font is the worst possible font to use for problems.
What, for numbers?
Yeah, the 6 and the 9, they are identical.
Yeah. Whatever. It's fine.
Okay, evidently Bugle is still going nuts, but all right.
That's all right. We'll see. So this is interesting in that this dilemma does not have an effect that triggers upon confrontation, but rather upon it entering play. So it would make sense in that case for it to maybe be able to be more difficult for your opponent to confront, since you're not actually going after farming this. But it is going to allow you, very much like the Starlight we saw earlier, to be able to put a Troublemaker from your hand into play face up at any problem, including dilemma problems.
Including this one that you just entered play.
Yep. So 1 AT, skip your entire turn that you have to wait for a Troublemaker to flip, and just pop it immediately. It seems pretty good.
Yeah, this seems pretty good.
Again, control is in an interesting point where we're not really sure how it's going to adapt to these changes yet, but I could see something like this possibly being run. The 4 power on it is not going to hurt the flip average too much on decks that like to keep their flip average high. And the 10 confront for the opponent is pretty harsh. Even harsher than Halfway Across Equestria, which I believe was an 8-10. Or maybe even it was a 6 purple, 4 wild 10.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one. The last dilemma we've seen so far, although I'm sure there may be more coming. Industrial Revolution. Yellow. If I heard you like critters. So we're giving you critters with your critters, so you can confront as you confront.
At each problem.
Each problem.
Yes, each problem.
Including this one.
Yeah, so there's a couple of fun things you can do with this. Like, those critters themselves can get stupidly large if you've got enough fast foods. Yeah.
And then, did we figure out the maximum? Oh, because we don't know how many dilemmas there are yet.
The Bugle probably knows, but Bugle is still fighting with his internet.
Yep. Dark Jester, I'm saying that this displaces all the wildlife and sends them elsewhere. So that's how you get critters out of an industrial revolution. Either that or they're Mechanosquirrels.
Squirrels? Who said squirrels? What about squirrel tokens? No? Okay.
5 power. 5 power flip on this one. And very, very easy to confront at just 5 wild wreck.
Yeah.
Could definitely be very good with a card like Kratos, who I believe many of us have expected to show up again now.
Yeah. This seems like it might show up. No, any other comments about the this card, or shall we talk about the probable cycle that we've got here?
No, let's go on to the next cycle, or maybe cycle. We'll have to see.
Maybe cycles. Okay.
Maybe cycles. We've got a main. And it should load here pretty quickly. There we go.
Yeah. Apple Bloom.
Maybe it won't crash this time.
Welcome back.
Aha.
So this is our first time having the CMC as individual mains.
Much
Yes.
to several people's joy.
Yes, people have been asking for this since like probably set 1.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for this one. I was asking for the Sweetie Belle one. Or the Scootaloo one. Really just not the Apple Bloom one.
I just hope we get a Scootaloo or Sweetie Belle card soon. We have 2 Apple Bloom cards, and 0 Scootaloos, and 0 Sweetie Bells. This is not the correct order.
Apple Bloom is best CMC, though.
That's
a weird way to pronounce Sweetie Belle.
I hear words coming out of the speakers, but I don't understand them.
So,
yeah, anyways,
looking
let's
let's take a quick look at this. Looking at the main,
Yeah.
I mean, confront requirement's going to be pretty, or flip requirement's going to be pretty easy.
It's the default, but, you know, it's the same problem that Octavia has, which is, of course, if they put a troublemaker there.
brief interlude here to talk about the source of these. So our understanding so far is that Interplay is doing something slightly unique for this set. We are not getting theme decks like we have in the past, but as a replacement, we are getting draft packs which have, I believe the quote was 2 Marks in Time packs and 2 of some other pack. We don't have...
one of each of the other 2.
Did they actually confirm that?
That's what
I-
Rob said he believed.
Okay, so we don't have confirmation of the
said,
2 other
One of
other
them.
packs.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
And then it's one of the 3 CMC mains, and I think he all but confirmed that the other 2 are somewhere. They just, haven't been shown yet.
Feathers, we have only revealed 2 so far. We'll reveal 1 more in a bit.
What? We have more? Anyway, so...
we have 3rd.
But they don't know that.
So let's get back to the main, because we've still got more to go through.
Yep.
The flip side, how does she stack up against other orange mains?
Orange mains that you can use in Limited or orange mains in general? Because...
Orange mains you can use in limited, let's go with that.
This might be kind of interesting in Limited. This is definitely going to make it easier to win face-offs.
Which matter a lot more now.
Yes.
If it weren't for the rules change, I would say she sucks. Because, like, in Limited, we've had some different experiences here, but it's like, are you going to face off? No. Are you going to face off? No. Who's in front? Oh, well, you're going to win. Okay.
Face off chicken.
Yeah, but no, so we've solved that problem, so I think this actually could be really interesting.
Speaking of face off chicken, you can see half of her on the first half of the card, and most of her in the second half as well. She's there in the back.
Oh. Well, I guess I had to get
Twist
my
is
burning on
also on that
Applejack.
card.
Is she? What? Get rid of this card. F-, I hate it.
and Snips, and I think that's Silver Spoon.
Yeah.
But really, what I like about the front half is Apple Bloom is about to trip over a problem.
Oh yeah, she
is.
Let's go to the next one here. I believe one of the first cards that was actually spoiled for this set.
The second card, in fact. Yes.
Second card.
And the only ultra rare.
And corrected text. So here's what it does. For those of you who may have been worried about
Is this
that.
the updated
This
is the updated version.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't...
like the previous wording. Like, that was great.
Oh, how does that... No, that one was just a mess. Anyway, so yeah, this needs to be taken in context with the rest of the set, because what this says is... And this is not a one-shot replacement modifier, by the way. If you have a pile of those Cutie Marked main 6 friends, none of those are going home.
Yeah, it is important to note, 1 printed power, not 1 power. So...
Correct. 1 printed power.
So play your conductor's batons and cutie mark those 1 power friends and just get everything, play critter tokens, and they're just all staying.
Now, it is important to realize she does not affect 1 or less, so you can't use Shining Armors or Forest Owls. It is precisely 1.
It's all your critters.
considering that she is 4, she will never benefit from her own ability. But she is 4 power for 3 cost.
Very sad. Although that's okay, though.
Yep.
I think, so when she was first revealed, I think a lot of us thought she was fairly underwhelming, but we hadn't seen the rest of the set, we hadn't seen the rules change. I don't want to go and say that she's going to be an amazing card, but she might actually work a lot better than we first gave her credit for.
Yeah. This does not work against Standstill. Standstill is reaction to moves. This is send.
No, this does work against Standstill.
Oh, yes. Okay, yes. This does actually...
Standstill cannot block this.
No, it's asking...
If you can...
If they play Standstill, if you move a 1 printed power friend to the problem that Pinkie Pie 1 Philly party is at, and they stand still it, you can move it right back to a different problem.
Oh, you mean like that? Yeah.
Yes. Also relevant, if you challenge a troublemaker and lose, you send a friend home. With Pinkie Pie, instead you send it to the other problem.
Potentially to challenge a second troublemaker?
Potentially to challenge another troublemaker.
Mm-hmm.
A second, or a third, or a fourth, or a fifth.
Shenanigans.
Or a 38th.
Yeah, there's a few weird things here, so we'll have to see.
Odoga Standstill has been errated to say send.
Yeah, current errata is send.
Now, we were talking about Starlight Glimmer earlier, and we've got another
Good
one
catch,
of her.
anyway.
So...
Oh, Starlight Glimmer, what?
She's not in this set. She's not on the front of the art for it or anything.
She looks a little evil here.
A little bit
She
evil.
looks a lot evil here.
I prefer my Apocalypse later.
I prefer them now. Preferably in the past, actually.
Prepared. What does prepared do again? Totally forget.
When an opponent
When
starts a
they-
face-off here, you may gain 1 action token.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is
Works well with
basically...
the Green Dragon ability.
Yeah, this is Green Dragon on a stick. You drop this, like a Dark Jester saying here, if you have this in Grump, just forget it. Because you will never touch this.
Thankfully, that will never happen in Limited.
That's true. Grump was in block 1.
Yes, that it is fortunately too old, but that would still be funny. Unless it's a thing that happens at a Chaos event, but then again, you've got bigger things to worry about there.
I mean, 3 action tokens for 2 power. I'm not super sold on it.
She will typically get you at least 1 action token back. But yeah, I do like the Philly better. But she's certainly not bad, and Green Dragon is by no means a bad ability to pump into troublemakers, especially like Yellow Parasprite, which is normally kind of vulnerable. Now it's like, yeah, okay.
Yep. Well, let's keep moving. Look at some new cards here.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's favorite Pegasi from this block. It's Night Glider!
Pegasus, singular.
Pegasus.
She has multiple iterations of herself. I'm calling those different Pegasi.
Oh, okay.
Pegasus?
So, Night Glider has had 2 very, very, very impressive cards. And I feel this Night Glider doesn't live up to her current bar. I think she's strong. I do think she's strong. I think the other 2 are better.
Yeah, at the 4 rec.
I mean, you've got a point there. Just the fact that it has hasty on it means that it's pretty good.
Exactly.
Now, she does have Swift, and that's nothing to scoff at.
She also counts...
And she also counts herself.
Yep, that's the important part. She does count herself for the competitive.
So she's always 3 power minimum in face-offs.
So she is AT efficient, at the very least. It's just that rec. She's only going in blue as a primary, and you've got to look at those spots again. You know, what else are you playing? So we'll have to see.
Yeah, this is not a bad card, but I don't think it's quite over the curve enough to show up in a constructed...
She is competing with a lot of cards for that slot, is basically it. Like, I would rather run the Hasty Nightblighter over her. I would rather run Rutherford over her.
Would
I
you
would
rather
rather run
run?
the.
Would you rather
Hmm?
run Best of the Best over her? That's what I think she's most likely going to be competing with.
What's that card even do?
Best of the Best is 3 for 3, competitive 3, Green Dragon.
Green Dragon.
She's Green Dragon.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. The only thing I'm going to say
yeah,
about
that
this
card.
otherwise is this has Yoink written all over it.
Well, so does every competitive card. Every
but-
single competitive card can be Yoink.
This in particular seems unusually bad because if this is doing a lot of work, it's going to be doing a lot of work, and taking it out is going to remove a lot of power.
But yeah, I do believe she's impressive and she can provide a lot of power, but she will be competing. Like, she might be better in a blue-yellow build than, say, blue-white or blue-pink.
Perhaps.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, let's move to one that we saw just earlier today, I believe.
Yes. Yeah, here we go. Smart Cookie. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, Smart Cookie. Oh, boy.
Why the sigh, Bugle?
So you remember how I said Magical Misfire could target your own deck? Your own
Yes.
discard?
Yes, I vaguely remember that.
The downside to that is you might be getting rid of some cards that you actually want to keep. Smart Cookie, on the other hand, only gets rid of the cards that you don't want to keep.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
looking at
this
this.
is actually pretty awesome.
Just
Like,
as an example, one step. No, you run this immediately.
You wouldn't run this in one step.
Really? Because this gets you. Not only does this
'Cause
get
you
you the
don't
big friend,
use-
this lets you filter too. Because
You
you're going to
don't
have stuff
shuffle.
to filter.
yeah, you don't shuffle.
You don't shuffle your deck at
You
all
don't,
in one step.
but you do have crap that you can get rid of.
No. But
Yeah.
you're not looking. You're not shuffling your discard pile back into your deck.
So it doesn't actually help one step. But-
I would disagree, but okay. Anyway,
But the decks that use Juggling Routine or Changing Infiltrator, absolutely, you would probably run a singleton of this. But you might use her in formats outside of combo. Maybe. Like, I don't know, mid-range, confronting.
Yep, she's got the one Rex, so she's a good entry choice for an orange deck that either cares about confronting or, I don't know, runs something that likes fueling your discard pile, like Vendor.
Apple Bloom Remarkable is also a great card with Smart Cookie.
Oh, that's true.
Then you're paying 1 for a 3 power.
Yep, there are some neat implications with her. Let's look at a few more as we keep moving here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Diamond Tiara coming up, Newfound Friend. Oh, she's smiling, and everyone else around her is smiling as well, which means she's not being a total...
What?
I didn't say anything.
So, why didn't we bring her up earlier since we brought up
I forgot.
Cheer Lee earlier? Oh, well. But yeah, this is another card that synergizes with Cutie Marked Friends.
It's a really
I'm
high
glad
base
she
cost.
exists because she does help that strategy and she can provide a lot of power, but I don't think she's a good card. But she's a very
Diamond
flavorful
Tiara.
card. She's a very, very flavorful card. And what I really like about it is that it references the Troublemaker Diamond Tiara, effectively, who was also +1 power for every full at that problem.
That's true. And hey, you know, if we end up getting a white main in the draft packs, in the limited packs, this could serve as a good method of entry in addition to the one-for-ones.
Sweetie Belle.
What? I didn't
Isn't
hear
the
anything.
current thinking that we're only I thought we were only getting 4 mains or something?
We are getting
Yes,
4 mains.
We are getting 4 mains.
Yeah, it's gonna be
We in
interesting.
fact know who they are.
We know their names.
Yes. We don't know what they do
Apple
yet.
Bloom, White Apple Bloom, Blue Apple Bloom, and Starlight Bloom.
Yeah. I'd chip it. No, I wouldn't.
Apple Glimmer.
Apple Glimmer. I like that better.
Hey, here's one that was spoiled by another
But-
community site earlier this week. This one's going to be good too.
Oh, I like this card.
This is a fun card.
I really do like this card.
Yeah, at the
just
price.
for the name.
Battle Snakes. Is this a Battletoads reference?
I don't know. It's a honey badger reference. That
And
much
also,
I know.
crazy, nasty honey badger.
So, what I really like about this card is that it's like Celestia, only less power and less cost and less wreck. You turn all of those 3s into 1s,
And it's a critter.
Celestia.
and you turn, and it's Celestia. So, but
This
what
is
I'm
a critter.
saying is you could put a bunch of snakes on Celestia's throne and no one would notice the difference. Except she's maybe a little bit less powerful for some strange reason.
Celestia's okay with this. That means she can go get some cake.
Celestia does like her cake.
Does like your cake.
So,
Yeah.
with the recent rules change,
Yeah,
I
honey badger.
think we might actually see.
Uh-oh.
Broke up there.
Is it out again?
Bugle. Maybe. I don't know.
Ground control to Emperor Bugle.
Nah, I don't. I think it's. Oops. If nothing else, he isn't able to broadcast. So
I might.
no, there we go.
Oh, there he is.
Yes. Yeah. What I was saying was, with the recent rules change, I think we're going to see a recursion of friend animals. I think she might actually be quite powerful again, and she loves this card.
She does. She likes it a lot. And there's a few problems that are really, really good with this as well.
Yeah, pet primping seems like that would be kind of funny. Yeah, if you have a way to get rid of these.
Yep.
Like, say, Kratos?
Yeah, like Kratos. Yeah, that's a dude.
Hey, so you remember
Yeah.
last...
Ballroom Blitz.
There it is. It's back. Hey, so you remember last stream when we were talking about Erlenmeyer flasks?
The correct name, thank
Peek
you.
her hearts. No one's going to call her
Erlenmeyer. Her name is Erlenmeyer.
Peek her hearts.
Her name in the API is Erlenmeyer. Deal with it.
Peeker.
Wow. Aracat
Anyway.
showing that angry side.
So, this is a very powerful friend. This is a very, very powerful friend.
Yeah, this... Just having this on the field is great because it just makes your opponent nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're sitting there going, are they going to use it? Are they gonna... Like, they know it's coming, but at the same time, you know, what's a beaver's in your hand?
Yes. Yeah, Beaver is probably better in a lot of circumstances because the opponent can't expect it and they can't dismiss it. But you're not getting a friend out of the deal. Like, Lemon Hearts is playable even if the opponent has no resources.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree, Feathers. How can you not want that face in your deck? I want sleeves of that art. I was actually kind of hoping that we might see the Erlenmeyer Flask itself as a resource you can play on a friend.
Oh, please, yes. I want this.
Yes.
There you go, potential Gen Con competitors. There's your card for winning. Design the Erlenmeyer Flask.
Yes. And it's a hat, too. Flitter's okay with this.
Yes. So
Slap a
I
bow
don't
on
know
it
if
and
it
call
would
it
be
a
an
day.
accessory. But yeah, when that episode first aired, as soon as this happened on screen, I'm like, I want a card of this. Like, just me pointing at my monitor going, I need a card of this. And it might have taken 3 sets, but it happened.
No, this is beautiful, though.
That's just a gem. It's very, very good.
Moving on?
Yep, moving
Yeah.
on.
Yes. Thank you for answering my prayers, Interplay. Oh, yes.
Hey, look, it's Husbando.
Oh, it is.
Okay, you were right. It is a common.
Yep, it is a common. So, how do we feel about this card?
Let's see.
So this is a required action.
Yes. I think we covered this in a fair amount of detail last time, but we're looking at this just kind of all going, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 power, gives your opponent a point, like, and it's at the start? Yeah, so it's like 3 turns for it to pay off. And
It exhausts a character at random,
yeah,
and if you randomly pick a character that cannot be exhausted, say it's frightened or it's already exhausted or something, you get nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah, because you
Yeah.
have to exhaust as part of the cost.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah. Moving on.
Alright.
You might still run it in limited, but then again, you might not, just because of the random part might muck with your plans.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
It just seems too risky to me. It might be the first reference to gods in MLP. Yep. Alright, let's get some resources.
This card makes me happy.
Because of the rock in the focal center.
Just, I really, really, really loved this episode. Like, there wasn't a part of this episode that I didn't just adore, except Applejack being wrong, because she was just wrong. But it resolved really well, and so just
This
the
card
fact,
is about rocks.
yes, just
It's
the
all
fact that
about
we
rocks.
got to have a card of this really wonderful, touching moment of an amazing episode. What's not to love?
Hey, we get to put Rock Friends into play, and this is not the first card that's made Rock Friends into play, and this is not the first, and even that was not the first rock card we've had. Do I smell Rock Triangle incoming?
The only
Rock
thing...
triangle.
So, some interesting things about the timing here is you can't use it to confront the turn it comes out, because it's at the very end of the turn. But you can use it to to not be confronting and then be confronted. Now, this matters a heck of a lot less now with the rules change, but...
Mm-hmm. I think
That's
it's
an
going to
interesting
be
comment.
rather powerful in limited, but I don't know that it's a constructed card. Unless
Yeah,
Rock
That's a
Tribal
lot of
actually
free.
happens.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of free AT.
This is very dangerous to play in a resource dismissal heavy arena.
Yep. I mean, you still have things like Repair Team that could potentially protect this, but we'll have to see.
Boulder as the Rock main. Do it. Do it, Interplay.
Just Boulder anywhere, other than
Just
the
rock.
resource friend.
Who is not a Rock.
Yep.
Rock Tribal.
We have Tom. That's not Boulder. Sorry.
We have Tom, who is a Rock.
Tom is a rock. Bugle didn't believe me.
Yes, I didn't.
All right, let's get another resource up here because we are.
So we have another resource.
Yeah. It's loading. Buffering. Come on. There we go.
Apples. Apples.
Did I disconnect again?
No, you're here.
Nope. You're good.
We got you. Can you hear us?
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Well,
Still better than Sweet Apple Acres.
Still better than Sweet Apple Acres. The only card that I would prefer that my opponent used. Okay. Evidently Beagle bounced
I'm
there.
back.
Yep,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay, so Sweet Apple Factory. Apples.
I mean,
Apples.
Let's see. So this obviously says unique. And exhaust this card and remove a +1 power counter from one of your cards to gain 1 AT. I wonder if this ever didn't say exhaust your card because that goes trivially infinite. Holy crap.
I'm sure they've learned their lesson.
I believe this one always said exhaust. We're getting better about stuff like that. It's just taken a few sets.
Yeah. I feel this card is very similar to what is the card? One Pony Band. Sorry,
Why-
One Pony Band.
Why is this
Where it's
unique?
just a little too narrow.
So, if you'll notice, throughout set 5 and set 6, I believe we've actually had unique resources in double colors.
It's not all of set 5. Some Equestrian Odysseys were not unique.
But set 6 did.
But all of the ones in set 6 were, and we can speculate all the ones in set 7 are as well. Only one of us knows for sure, and he's not going to say.
I'll never tell.
Doesn't matter. We'll find out soon enough. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
Maybe.
All right, let's
But yeah,
keep,
like
let's keep
120
going.
band, I think
Moving
it's just too narrow. I don't. I think you're just better off using Paper Twilights.
So
Yeah,
we're moving
okay.
on from this resource into yet another Troublemaker Hayden card.
Oh, look, it's Celestia doing something useful.
What?
She doesn't do that.
What?
Celestia doesn't do anything useful. Don't kid yourself.
What is this? What episode is this from?
This was the finale.
The season 5 finale. This is the
I totally don't
Sombra.
remember.
This is the Sombra takes over the world. bit.
Yes.
And
Yeah. She straight up blew up ponies.
she's not blowing them up. She's like just pushing
This
them
is
away.
a
We don't
repulsor
have
blast. This is the defensive move. Unibeam is the offensive move.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah, this-
Thank you, flavor text.
So, the most notable thing about this to me is it's a common. That puts us at 3 Troublemaker Busters that you can use in Pauper. 2 of them are yellow and 1 of them is purple.
This is well costed. It's relatively easy to get to if you're in yellow. It's
Yes.
basically Tree Hugger on a stick.
Well, it's not on a stick. Tree Hugger is
Tree
Repulsor
Hugger's
Blast on a stick.
Yeah. Sorry, I got that backwards there. So it's Tree Hugger, I don't know, just like sitting on the ground or something?
It's a one-shot Tree Hugger.
Whatever. But yeah, you just sit here and just be like, yeah, all those troublemakers, it'd be a real shame if I confronted and caused a fracas and they all went away. Yeah. Darn.
So, then again, yellow's already got Hissy Fit. Well, Battle Snakes in the same set, and I like Battle Snakes more, but
So how dead is Photo Finish now? Like,
Photo Finish?
yeah, we have
the
dilemmas
ultra rare,
and
the ultra rare
yeah,
from
the
set
ultra
6?
rare.
She's a lot harder to use now, yes.
I think her comment at this point would be, I go.
I go, yes.
Yeah, and if Repulsor Blast and Battle Snakes weren't enough to convince you that Troublemakers are going to be difficult to run, not impossible, not impossible, but still difficult.
Let's take a look at this bad boy here.
Hey, what's this card? Baby.
This is a card that Cloud Chaser likes. Holy crap, look at this card.
Yeah.
Cloud Chaser doesn't like troublemakers. Get that crap out of here.
I originally wanted to spoil this card. Bugle stole it from me.
Aha.
Hey, I was assigned cards.
You were assigned cards, and to be fair, it wouldn't have been good to spoil this one. This card is potentially actually useful in a deck that runs Troublemakers as well, before everyone starts decrying the end of Troublemakers and Control in general.
Yes, you can banish your own Troublemaker with this, so if they are about to beat that Nightmare Moon, you can just go, nope.
You get no points.
You get no points. You did win the face-off, but you get no points.
Now you can pop your Heart's Desire. Yeah.
Yeah, that Heart's Desire promo that you ended up getting.
Yes. This is also the first Troublemaker Buster, not counting...
Go on.
This connection hates him, I guess.
Probably not counting a hasty type of thing.
Again.
There we go.
There you go.
This is the first Troublemaker Buster, aside from Flutter Hulk, with immediate on it. And unlike Flutter Hulk, you can use this to banish villains before Orange can actually challenge them. Or even not Orange, Purple, or whatever, farming strategies. You could do that with Flutter Hulk and the Fluttershy main that turns off Troublemakers, but that's jumping through some hoops.
Hoops, yes.
Cracking
Words
the
are
Case,
hard.
meanwhile, is just, oh, you uncovered an epic, it's gone.
No,
Unless it's
it
Nightmare
won't
Moon,
stop.
then you might be sad.
Yeah, it won't stop triggers from happening. So if they're uncovering a Nightmare Moon or anything along those lines, those triggers are still going to be in processing, and you won't be able to play this card before that trigger takes effect.
unless you draw it off of Nightmare Moon.
Correct.
Yes. It is worth noting that this does not hit face down troublemakers, so you can't sit there and preemptively nuke a troublemaker out from under mod. Or at least not a face down one. You have to wait till it flips up.
Right.
Yeah, it'll flip face up, and then they challenge it, and then they're going to win, and then you go, nope, no points for you.
You didn't even have to give them you should wait until they're going to win to blow the thing up, but...
Well, you might want to wait and see if they lose and have to send it home.
Perhaps. But at the same time, in certain decks, you might be running resource-heavy things, and they might have an AJ's Epiphany.
Yes. It's situation.
Situation, yes. But this is a very, very powerful card.
Yeah, I definitely want to try...
It also has 5 flip.
Yes, it
I
does.
definitely want to try pink-white, or white-pink again.
Oh yeah, white pink's going to be fun.
Stuff.
Now, speaking of very powerful cards and events, we saw something else here relatively recently.
Oh, goodness.
Jorlum, to answer your question, there is a rule that states that cards cannot interact with face-down troublemakers unless they specifically reference face-down cards.
Or they would not work unless it was face down.
Right. But let's talk about this one. Let's talk about the vote. Also, I love how they put this line of the song as the flavor text in.
I sense some bias in this picture.
Nah. That's exactly.
I think there's some bias.
I don't know.
I mean,
She looks pretty
look at
angry.
those checkboxes. Pips is almost perfectly square, while Diamond Tiara's is like some weird upside-down trapezoid. I mean, which would you rather fill out? I'd rather fill out a square.
They're actually both slightly crooked.
Yeah.
Pips annoys me more because it's closer to being a square, and it's just ever so slightly off. So, like, your OCD should be going off here, as opposed to that's clearly a trapezoid. Diamond Tiara is being weird.
So, we've had 10 songs across the past 2 sets. We've had some misses, we've had some hits, and we've had some really powerful ones. Which one do you think this one falls under?
I'll go with the latter.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
I feel that this is the strongest of the 11 songs we've seen so far.
It's very strong. Let's look at the different modes here. So, Frighten an Opposing Friend, main phase, for 1 action token with that requirement is the weakest mode.
And that's still value.
And that's still a good option.
Right. You're at least trading 1 AT in a card for your opponent's 2 AT and shutting off I mean, the value here in being able to shut off something like a Harsh Judge and not have it come back because you're not just dismissing it where it could be recurred, you're frightening it. That's very good. Second mode, opponents not being able to play events this turn. How many face-off tricks do we see? How many cold waves and popping corns and cutie pox scares and
everything is terrible.
And everything is awesome and everything is cool when you're part of a team.
Specifically Diamond Tiara's team.
Yeah, so and they can't react to that in any way except for what is it called? A wake-up call. Wake-up call is
your only hope here.
Yep.
If this resolves, you're done. I'm confronting stuff this turn. Good.
Yeah, I'm going to put 3 Night Gliders here and 3 RTOs over here, and what's that? You have no reactions? Okay, I'll get all these.
So
Sweet.
I'm going to play my Pinkie Pie Hasty Maker, and then play
Hasty
all these
Maker.
other cards.
Yeah, this is a good card. Let's see. Lastly, or if you have fewer points than an opponent, score a point.
I hear scoring points is good.
I hear scoring points is good, yeah.
Scoring
I
points
hear
is
scoring
good.
points for 1 action token is really good.
In a blue-white deck, or a white-blue deck, are you really going to have less points?
Maybe.
You
Depends.
might. What if the opponent is also playing blue-white?
Or what if
Well,
the
that
opponent's
depends.
villain farming?
Yeah,
If you're
maybe they're at 14 or something, and you can score up to exactly 14 points. Then you draw this, and you go, oh, well, okay.
Yeah, so if you're running this card, no, you're not behind on points.
Yes. If you are behind, you can use that last mode. I think typically you're going to be using the second mode, but all 3 modes are fantastic. I think this card alone is reason enough to play blue-white instead of mono-blue.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree. But, while we're on that topic, it's not the only reason to play blue-white.
No, it's not. So, blue-white players, I hope you're watching.
If you
We've
aren't,
got an interesting card.
oh yeah, this is our last spoiler for the evening, and oh boy, it's a doozy. Wait till you read the text box on this thing.
Wait till you read the name on this thing.
Oh, that's true. The name is equally awesome and implies some pretty horrific things.
Holy crap.
Right? Yeah, that's all right. So let's look at numbers before we go looking at the effect here for a moment. Because a 2-action... Well, hold on. Let's read this first.
Is this the first hasty resource?
This is the
Yes.
first hasty resource. This is Cybernetic Limb Actuator. It has an AT cost of 2, a requirement of 1 blue and 1 white, and a 4 flip power. It is an accessory resource that is also unique, and it is our first resource with hasty. You play it on one of your friends. Thank you, Bugle, for pointing that out last night. When this card enters play, you move that friend, and that friend has +3 power.
Jorlem, it's hasty and not immediate because immediate is for events
Things
and
already-
for activating abilities.
Yeah, it's a
Hasty is effectively a macro for immediate. You may play this card from your hand.
Right.
Right.
It's like Flash. So resources, specifically accessories, aren't really something that we've seen a lot in competitive play. There have been a few exceptions. Occasionally
Like
you'd see
dressed up.
dressed
hat.
up, the hat, and occasionally Octavia would be running, like you said, 10-carat hat. But we've very rarely seen accessories with a cost greater than 1 see competitive play. So from just the AT cost, this doesn't look great. The color requirement is not bad. You only need a single blue and a single white to play it, and the flip of 4 is nice. But everything that this gives you is off-the-wall bonkers.
Yeah, this is the only hat that Cloud Chaser will ever admit to liking.
And it's not even a
I don't know
hat,
if
it's
we
a
can
wing.
count it as a hat. It's not on her head.
It's a wing.
Yeah, it's
Eh.
not on her. It's not on her head. It is
Well,
an
okay.
accessory, but it's not on her head.
Flitter would call it a hat, but
No,
yeah,
Flitter wouldn't because it's not on the head.
Can we get...
doesn't matter. It's an
Okay,
accessory.
good. You got a link in chat. Thank you, Bugle.
Yes, I did put a link in chat. So
what's this impact, at least like within the realm of a face-off? Because it is hasty, so maybe we want to play it at immediate timing in a face-off. How does this compare?
right, maybe you want to use it in a face-off. I would say typically you're going to get about 5 power out of it. You're going to get 3 from itself, and you're typically going to be moving a 2-power friend. It might be a little bit more. So you might be moving a 3-power, or in rare circumstances 4-power, but blue-white isn't typically known for its 4-power friends.
Right.
And in that case, it's not as good as Critter Cavalry, right?
Sure.
Because Critter Cavalry
Yeah.
is 1 action token plus 5. So here you're paying 2, getting 5, maybe 6. Or in some really neat bad scenarios, 4. That's not terribly amazing.
Yeah.
But, so, if this was only playable during face-offs, it would be okay.
Right. But there's a particular synergy with a card that's definitely going to be coming back in popularity that is just utterly crazy with this thing, despite the fact that the pony in question has no wings.
You might
Yes.
even say it's outrageous.
I might say it's outrageous. That's right. The idea of being able to move to your score phase, confront a problem where you have rarity truly outrageous, at the end of that confront step, play this resource on
Yeah.
rarity.
Not confront step.
Sorry, confronting that problem.
Yeah.
Confronting that problem. Move rarity to the other problem, confront there, and send her home. Yes, where she has an extra 3 power over what she normally would, is an obscene amount of point acceleration for a very low AT investment. And helps you
that
meet
is
the
pretty
requirements.
fun.
And then you score that bonus as well. And then you play another one and score that dilemma over there.
There's, of
For
course,
1 point, but
There's, of course, synergies with things like Wildfire, where you can potentially move other friends as well if you didn't want to play it directly on them just to get extra
Right.
power. The ability to
Yes.
do weird things with Troublemaker face-offs.
Yes, challenge one troublemaker, then play this on Wildfire, dragging your main to the other troublemaker and challenging that.
With like 8 power? Yeah.
Yeah, blue-white got a few neat things, and this is by far one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Now, it is unique, but
It is unique.
as you mentioned, Bugle, there may be times when you just want to play a second one to get that effect, even if it's going to dismiss the first one.
Yeah. Because the major part of the card is, whoops, suddenly there's a huge friend here. And
Or a friend with an incredibly relevant ability.
yeah, something that I've wanted since set 5, and I really wanted it after set 6, was a 1-cost blue event, hasty or immediate move a friend. This is pretty similar.
It was pretty close.
It does
Yeah,
cost 2, and it
this
is blue-white, but it fills the same role.
So this 10 seconds flat, just no, forget it. Forget it. Just don't even
Oh,
bother.
yeah.
And it's such a cool idea with the theme and the art for this as well. And also the name. It's a little bit intimidating. Cybernetic Limb Actuator.
Yeah. And let's not forget the flavor text.
Yep.
Because
Losing a
Rainbow
wing with
Dash has
style.
to do everything with style.
Yeah.
Even in dystopian futures, Rainbow Dash is just 20% cooler.
Feel like I'm back in 2010. So, those are some pretty neat spoilers that we've seen for a variety of different deck types as well.
Those are some spoilers.
Those are indeed some spoilers.
I
But-
think we'll have a very interesting meta. I think everything is going to be shaken up. Everything.
Oh yeah, if you didn't think so before, you've got to think so now. Especially seeing some of the dual color cards coming out that we are. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we end up wrapping up the stream, we've got some cool announcements for you for some upcoming events as well. First, just so you know, we will have these images posted on Hey Canterlot as well as on the MLP CCG subreddit.
You guys already did that for us. I haven't actually
They
checked.
did not, you bunch of slackers.
No, well, I guess I'll have to do that in a few minutes here.
Yeah, come on, guys, we're running a stream.
You
But
got stuff to do. This is your job. Let's go. Chop, chop. Anyway.
So we've. I'm sorry, I completely lost my train of thought there, trying to command the army of followers. I would not do well as a changeling queen.
Yeah, we'll get out the way. Minions, go! Feed! Or post, whatever.
We were going to say, we'll have these posted there shortly, unless someone else beats us to it. But there's some more upcoming events for this weekend that if you liked this stream and some of the stuff that we do, you'll definitely want to tune in. There's a convention of sorts, just a little one.
Just happens to be one.
Just a little one.
Which is the second largest. There is no other second largest.
That's true. The second largest
What?
MLP convention
Yeah,
in the U.S. And that is going to be
so-
BabsCon this weekend. Cheese, you want to tell us a bit about that?
so we're going to be running events on Saturday and Sunday, starting at noon. We've got Pauper Tournament, a block tournament, which I believe is actually going to be the first block tournament at a con.
You were
And-
beating Everfree only because I suggested this to you.
I know. And then we've got a Harmony tournament. Tournament.
Tournament.
Lots of prizes. I actually ended up with more prize support than I expected, so it's going to be pretty fun.
Mhm.
So for you, those of
And
you
how
that are
much
able
of
to
that are
show
you
up,
streaming?
oh yes, how much are we streaming? Well, we are streaming at least the Harmony tournament,
Mhm.
and that will be from 3 p.m. on Saturday until 9, and then
That's
Pacific.
Pacific, yes,
Pacific
and then
time.
something Sunday morning for finals. haven't actually figured that out yet. But
We'll get the time for that specifically. And I understand there may be a possibility of a crew that does some commentary, some magical commentary, possibly working
Quite
on
possibly.
yeah,
Yep. We're not quite certain yet if I'll have a co-host yet. We need to do some testing to see if our current backup co-host can do this, because Grandpa's will be on site, so he can't commentate
Sadly.
because he's on site.
Well, I can. I can just yell from across the room and be like, no, play that card before you move it.
No.
you're gonna be busy with your VIPs though.
I will. Got to be hobnobbing with all the big names.
But if we can get things going, we're going to do whatever we can. I'll be there.
It is our goal that we will have some commentary on the matches for BabsCon. If we don't have them live, we will certainly try to do it after the fact. Say
Yes.
again.
I think Bugle's connection's going insane again.
Yeah, or his microphone, one of the two.
Yeah, quite possibly. To answer your question about pre-release, we actually have no word on this from Interplay.
There are stores I know that were contacted initially several months ago. I would imagine that information will be coming out here very shortly regarding specific dates.
Yes.
But judging by the fact that, we are continuing to release new cards, I'm assuming we're getting this set. They went through all the work of testing these cards and making them and letting us build up all the hype about it.
No, we're not actually gonna release. Just kidding.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
JK.
So don't worry, we will have this here. We'll stall for a bit of time while Bugle tries to get things fixed here if you can.
Mm-hmm.
No good.
Bugle, are you here?
I'm here. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
Oh, perfect.
you fixed it.
Yay! Well, with that, just a couple quick announcements for commentary as well. Of course, if you have any questions, input, advice, comments that you would like to leave us, please feel free to send us an email to commentaryismagicteam@gmail.com. We'll have someone add that in the chat here briefly. We'd love to hear what you've got. If you take a look at our Twitch page, you'll also notice we have a donations button that is now set up. If you like this type of streaming, if you like the work that we've done with broadcasting regional events with live commentary, live-friendly commentary, being able to give you more insight into the plays, feel free to hit that donate button. We definitely appreciate it. Otherwise, we just appreciate your viewership and you being here.
Yeah, don't feel obligated by any means, but if you've got a spare penny, we wouldn't mind it. But another cool thing, we've recently started talking about doing something more regularly, and we're hoping to get this started. When did we say? The week after Set 7, I think?
I think that's what we were planning on.
Yeah, where we're going to hopefully start doing a somewhat regular podcast, just discussing strategies or whatever. We're not quite sure on the details yet, but should be cool. I'm sure we can pull off something pretty cool for you guys.
It'll be neat to get you guys some more regular content, you guys and girls,
Right.
more regular content, and not have you have to tune in at a specific time. You'll be able to view it on your own time.
Since these would be podcasts, we'd be recording them not live. We'd still be doing our live streams for the big special events, of course, but by not doing it live, we could get you guys more content, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And edit and not have to worry about people dropping off stream and not having to worry about us sitting here going,
Yes.
Hey, this one went pretty smoothly.
It did.
Yeah.
But
with that, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for this spoiler stream for the evening. Again, you can catch all this information on our highlight stream, and we'll also try to post it to YouTube. Occasionally, Twitch freaks out about that, but hopefully this video will work well. With that for tonight, though, I am Grand Paws.
I am Emperor Bugle.
Big Cheese disconnected, and I am Aracat.
And we will see you next time.
With that,
Later,
good
guys.
night.